Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
This is a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Christie Roden.
And I'm Chad Batchelor.
The Golden Triangle Economic Development Council met recently at Southern Arkansas University with Chairman Dr. David Rankin. Rankin is the Dean of the SAU School of Business Administration. In the meeting, council members took steps toward being recognized as a 501c6 corporation. They are also working toward Regional Arkansas Community of Excellence certification, getting the governor's initiative for statewide technology advancement, and the organization of a regional legislative workshop.
The Southern Arkansas University Jazz Band will hold its annual fall concert this week at the First United Methodist Church in Magnolia. The band is comprised of a 16-member group that will play a variety of selections, including It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing, Groovin' Hard, Full Count, and Spain, a Latin classic. All members of the SAU Jazz Band are also members of the SAU Marching Band. These 16 members complete the 4-section band, and each one adds to their unique sound. The concert is free, and everyone is invited to come.
Alpha Sigma Alpha and Impact volunteered their help to the staff and management of the Cameo Theater in Magnolia. Saturday, November 18th, these two organizations, along with the staff and management of the Cameo, welcomed all people of the community to see the new renovated Cameo Theater. Alpha Sigma Alpha sold movie posters for $5 each. The posters were donated by the theater, and all the money raised from them went to charity. Impact team members had a story center which featured Simon's Spotlight, Rugrats in Paris books. These two organizations were applauded for taking time out to help the community.
December 5th through the 7th, the theater department will be presenting the play The Fourth Wall. These Tuesday through Thursday performances will begin at 7:30 p.m. and will be held on the SAU campus in Harton Theater. Admission is $1 for SAU students, faculty, and staff, and $3 for general admission. Everyone is invited to come. For more information, please call 235-4257.
Agricultural education majors are involved in many activities this semester. A chapter of Alpha Tau Alpha, the National Honor Society for Agricultural Education Majors, has been established. Its first community service project is a smoke detector drive. The Department of Human Services will distribute them to needy families. There are 4 collection boxes in Magnolia: Peace Builders Supply, SNS Home Center, Family Dollar, and radio station KZHE-FM. For further information, call 235-4345.
Internships play an important role in the professional development of many SAU students. The School of Business Administration has placed 21 students as interns for the fall 2000 semester. 4 students are virtual interns with Cardinal Health in Ohio and California. 2 are working at Walt Disney Incorporated in California. Others are interning in Magnolia businesses and regional companies. This has been a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Chad Batchelor.
And I'm Christie Roden.
With an SAU Profile, I'm Monica Rasmussen.
And I'm Samantha Skiles.
With the numerous activities on campus, there is one organization that is rarely discussed, and that is President's Ambassadors.
The President's Ambassadors serves as a link between prospective students, current students, alumni, faculty, staff, and administration.
SAU PAs are here to present an accurate representation of academic and student life at SAU.
The organization is entirely made up of students, and they are possibly the best way for one to learn about SAU.
President's Ambassadors are responsible for giving campus tours, serving as a host of visiting groups, working in the Teleassisting Center and mailroom, and representing SAU in a positive manner.
Getting nominated is no simple task. One must have a 2.85 cumulative grade average in 30 hours.
One must also be recommended by a professor and interviewed by a selection committee. With an SAU Profile, I'm Monica Rasmussen.
And I'm Samantha Skiles.
SAU Sports, I'm Daniel Green. The men's basketball team was victorious at home over Jarvis Christian College. The Riders won 86-75. Playing well for the Riders was Jeff Baker with 27 points and 12 rebounds, Jason Wilson with 13 points, 12 rebounds, and Antonio Jamerson added 12 points. Robert Chatman and Scotty Pennington had 7 points each coming off the bench. The next game is against Southeastern Oklahoma State in Durant. The Riders' next home game is December 5th, also against Southeastern Oklahoma State. The women's fast-pitch softball team was recognized for outstanding academic achievements last season. The Riderettes posted a team GPA of 3.477, fifth in the 1999-2000 National Fast Pitch Coaches Association's NCAA Division II Team GPA poll. The current Riderettes who received honors are Tiffany Contento, a senior from North Richland Hills, Texas, Kelly Trout, a senior from Hooks, Texas, Lindley Cornelius, a junior from Deer Park, Texas, and Tiffany Cook, a junior from Montgomery, Texas. The women's basketball team beat Lemoyne-Owen College 102-74 on Saturday. Playing well for the Riderettes was Stacy Stockton with 17 points and 5 rebounds, and Mia Biley with 14 points and 6 rebounds. Alicia Claiborne added 17 points and Misha McLeodon 14 points off the bench. The Riderettes' next game will be at home against Louisiana College on November 21st at 6 p.m. Their next home game after that will not be until December 14th. Recapping the football season, the Mule Riders ended a mediocre season on a high note, blowing out Henderson State 86-27. Many Gulf South Conference records were set in that final game, including the most yards gained in a game, 637, yards gained per rush, 9.8, touchdowns scored by rushing, 11, total yards gained, 702, average yards gained per play, 10, the most first downs by rushing, 24, most points scored by both teams, 113, most points by one team, 86, most touchdowns, 12, and the most point after kicks, 11. SAU Sports, I'm Daniel Green.
With commentary, I'm Robert Chatman.
And I'm Charles Bostick.
Have you ever wondered how the student athlete is looked upon differently than the normal student?
But where's the support when athletes are given a false light in the media?
Where's the support when an athlete gets into trouble with the law? Some people should really be ashamed of themselves for the way they treat athletes.
Recently, The Bray wrote a long article about a former Southern Arkansas University basketball player who got into trouble with the law.
Many people commented on how The Bray never gave the athlete's side of the story.
Throughout the media in Arkansas, the athlete was never quoted, so many people only heard one side of the story.
If the press has the right of freedom of speech, that should also apply to every individual.
Why was the individual looked upon as a Southern Arkansas basketball player instead of a regular student that attends SAU?
Just because a student chooses to represent his or her university doesn't mean that they lose the right of being an individual.
Just remember to look at the individual and what he or she stands for. With commentary, I'm Charles Bostick.
And I'm Robert Chatman.
With an SAU police log, I'm Tarea Haywood.
And I'm Casandra Rose.
On November 8th, Ann Bridges was backing from a parking space and struck an illegally parked vehicle in the Overstreet parking lot.
On November 8th, Trisha Cox was turning left onto East Lane from the Nelson parking lot when she struck Lucas Barnes. Barnes was southbound on East Lane at the time of the accident.
Also on November 8th, Curtis Ferguson reported someone using his name was calling and harassing female students in Harrod Hall. Ferguson believes the person was using his name to obtain dates from the students.
On November 19th, Officer Kevin Booth was dispatched to assist Officer Joe Owen of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission on US 82 west of Columbia 13. Officer Owen advised Booth that he had stopped a vehicle because it was driving off the road and had crossed the center line, almost hitting another vehicle. Officer Owen was on his way to a Game and Fish call.
Booth talked to the driver of the vehicle and identified him as Randall Wesley Mann. Mann had a very strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from him. He stated that he just left a party at Richard Duran's house and was going home to Hope. Booth told Mann that he was going to have him perform field sobriety tests.
Mann failed all 3 tests. Mann was arrested for DWI first and driving on a suspended driver's license and transported to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office for a breath test. Booth ran a breath test on Mann with the results of 0.15.
Mann's vehicle was towed by Fowler Record Service. Mann was bonded by Kirby bail bonds and released to his father. With an SAU police log, I'm Tyree Haywood.
And I'm Casandra Rose.
I'm Joann Lane.
And I'm James Fantini.
With job information from the SAU Employment Resource Center. KSSN FM 96 is currently seeking a part-time air talent to work weekends, holidays, and fill in air shifts during the week. All candidates should have some basic computer knowledge, good telephone and communication skills, neat appearance, flexible schedule, and a positive attitude. Apply during regular business hours at KSSN Studios in Little Rock, Arkansas. The deadline for submitting applications is 12 noon on Monday, December 4th.
Southern Arkansas University is seeking a Student Assistant Sports Information Director. Skills needed are knowledge of intercollegiate sports and computers. Interviews are daily from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in Nelson 209. For more information, see Landon Stevens. I'm James Fantini.
And I'm Joann Lane.
With job information from the SAU Employment Resource Center.
With this week's entertainment news, I'm Monica Rasmussen. SAU's Performing Arts Series recently presented the Arkansas State University Ringers. The Handbell Choir presented numerous selections appropriate for the Christmas season. The performance took place at the First United Methodist Church of Magnolia. The student-based ensemble was under the direction of Dr. Ellis Julian. SAU's Performing Arts Series features numerous activities each academic year. The Department of Continuing Education is assisting those who have yet to venture into cyberspace. It is offering a class titled Using the Internet and World Wide Web. This class will be offered on Thursday, December 7th from 6 until 9 p.m. Students in the course will learn how to access a website, read and send email, search for information, and use a web browser. To enroll in the course, call Continuing Education at 235-4005. The cold and flu season has arrived in Magnolia and Columbia County. The following message is provided by Nurse Hines from SAU Student Health Services. There are a very limited number of flu shots available. They are available to any SAU student who suffers from a chronic illness and who would like to be immunized. Each shot costs $4.50 and will be given on a first-come, first-served basis. The Christmas holiday is fast approaching. Final exams at SAU are set from Monday, December 11th until Thursday, December 14th. Residence halls close at 4 p.m. on Thursday, December 14th. SAU closes at 5 p.m. on that day and reopens at 8 a.m. on January 2nd, 2001. Registration for the spring 2001 semester begins on Monday, January 15th, with classes beginning on Wednesday, January 17th. And that's this week's entertainment news.
SAU broadcast journalism students produce informative television programs for viewers in Southwest Arkansas. The SAU Report features interviews with faculty, staff, students, and alumni. It is seen each week in Magnolia on TCA Cable Channel 13. Camden residents can see the SAU Report each morning on Cable Channel 16. Tens of thousands of cable television households in Southwest Arkansas watch the program on KTSS-TV Channel 55 in Hope. The SAU Report not only serves as a learning tool for broadcast journalism students, but serves to inform the region about institutional events and personalities. Some editions of SAU Magazine feature audio segments from these television programs. Be sure and watch the SAU Report on your local cable television service. Informative viewing, provocative subject matter. The SAU Report.
With this week's SAU calendar, I'm Nakita Martin.
And I'm Marsha Walters.
On Monday, November 27th, the SAU basketball teams have away games, with the Riderettes at Wiley College at 6 p.m. and the Riders at Jarvis Christian at 7:30.
On Tuesday, the President's Ambassadors meet at 4, the Residence Hall Association meets at 6, and the BSU holds its drive-in fundraiser.
On Wednesday, students can pick up refund checks in the business office, and the Wesley Foundation holds its Evening Sun Worship at 8:30 p.m.
On Thursday, November 30th, the Residence Hall Association will hold the 17th Annual Celebration of Lights, and at 7:30, the MSBF will hold evening prayer.
On Friday at 6:30, the SAU Choir will perform at the First United Methodist Church.
And on Saturday, December 2nd, the Rider basketball team plays an away game in Cleveland, Mississippi. And that's this week's SAU calendar.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.